This soap opera of the fake news about solid-state batteries that a lot of people have been believing, including one of the trolls from the Mind of Steel group. He believed the fake news that they can make solid-state batteries without using lots of silver and copper. It turns out I was right. It was fake news. It is a hoax. I publicly accused this guy of lying, said he could make the same technology as the Samsung batteries without the silver. I didn't believe it, and from my information I've got from my brother-in-law, there's no way to do that yet. The technology isn't there yet. There's nothing that can replace the silver and the copper. It turns out I was right. You cannot make these solid-state batteries without silver and copper. But listen to what this guy said about it.
That he's published another video in which his theory is that the price of silver is going to go up because of solid-state batteries, the next generation of automotive battery technology. I did actually look up what the leading manufacturers are actually proposing to make their new batteries from. And it turns out he's just completely wrong, because I don't think there's any major next generation battery manufacturer that is actually planning to use more effective materials, or more expensive materials. The whole idea is to get more effective from cheaper materials so that profit margins are higher, and that the whole...
Unfortunately, my friends, it looks like we might have been swindled. We might have been lied to. This might have been, well, good intentions, but fake news. Finland, where Donut Labs, the manufacturers of this revolutionary new solid-state battery that has actually gone into production, this is where they're located. In Finland, the media, some of them are saying this is a hoax and it isn't real. And they're kind of embarrassed that this entrepreneur, who is from Finland, has made some claims that, let's just say outlandish. Hello, my friend.
Pay very close attention, because what's coming in the next 12 months isn't just another industrial demand story. It's the moment when the largest automaker on Earth commits to a battery technology that could consume more silver than the entire solar industry. And that industry already takes 15 to 20% of global supply. Let me be very clear about what we're looking at. BYD's FinDreams battery division publicly disclosed their solid-state battery roadmap in early January 2026. Small batch demonstration vehicles equipped with all solid-state batteries are scheduled for 2027. But the critical date, the one nobody's talking about, is happening right now in late January 2026. This is when BYD completes reliability verification in extreme environments. This is when they finalize their supply chain partnerships. This is when the industrial procurement begins, not for full production. For the preparation phase that locks in multi-year contracts with material suppliers. And one of those materials could be silver. Now, here's where this gets interesting. BYD's publicly stated technology route pairs high-nickel cathodes with silicon-based anodes and sulfide solid electrolytes. That's their official position. But there's another player in this space that just changed everything. Samsung SDI. And Samsung's breakthrough uses something completely different, a silver carbon composite anode. Each battery cell requires approximately 5 grams of silver. A typical 100 kilowatt-hour battery pack, the kind you'd find in a premium electric vehicle, uses about 1 kilogram of silver. Not 50 grams like a traditional EV, not 100 grams, 1 full kilogram. 32 troy ounces of silver per vehicle. Let me show you why this matters. BYD sold 2.26 million battery electric vehicles in 2025. That's just BYD. The global electric vehicle market produced approximately 16 million EVs in 2025 across all manufacturers. Now, the conservative estimate from industry analysts suggests that by the late 2020s, if just 20% of global EV production adopts silver-based solid-state batteries, you're looking at 16,000 metric tons of annual silver demand, just from batteries. Let that number settle for a moment. Global silver mine production in 2024 was 25,000 metric tons. Total, from every mine on Earth. The solar industry already consumes roughly 200 million ounces annually. That's about 6,200 metric tons. Electronics take another 7,000 to 8,000 metric tons. If batteries add 16,000 metric tons at just 20% adoption, you've allocated 64% of total global silver supply to batteries alone. Before solar, before electronics, before jewelry, before coins, before medical applications, before 5G infrastructure. 64% gone. But wait, it gets worse. Because 20% adoption is the conservative scenario, the one industry analysts use when they don't want to sound alarmist. Let's talk about the moderate scenario, 50% adoption. If half of all EVs produced globally use silver-based solid-state batteries by 2030, that's 40,000 metric tons of annual silver demand. That's 160% of current global mine production, just from one application, one industry. And we haven't even discussed what happens if BYD, the company that just sold more electric vehicles than any other manufacturer on Earth, decides that Samsung's silver carbon technology delivers better performance than sulfide electrolytes. Here's what you need to understand about BYD. They're not just an automaker. They're vertically integrated in a way that makes Tesla look like an assembly shop. BYD manufactures their own batteries through FinDreams Battery. They produce their own semiconductors. They control their supply chains from raw materials to finished vehicles. When BYD commits to a technology, they don't license it. They don't partner. They build it themselves. And that means when BYD enters the solid-state battery market in 2027 with small batch demonstration vehicles, they'll already have locked in supply agreements for every critical material, 12 to 18 months in advance. That's happening right now, late January 2026. Let me walk you through the timeline. In 2026, BYD is completing extreme environment testing, minus 40 degrees Celsius plus 120 degrees Celsius. They're optimizing fast charging performance to support 5C ultra-fast charging that replenishes 80% of battery capacity in 10 minutes. In 2027, they launch batch demonstration installation. The first vehicles equipped with all-solid-state batteries, high-end electric coupes, range over 1,200 kilometers. Planned production, about 1,000 units, small batch. But here's the critical detail. BYD's Bishan base in Chongqing is building a 20 gigawatt-hour production line. First phase goes operational in 2027. Their cost target is $70 per kilowatt hour. That's cost parity with current lithium-ion batteries. Cost parity means mass adoption becomes economically viable. From 2028 to 2030, BYD expands application to mid to high-end models. They're not keeping this in luxury vehicles. They're scaling it. After 2030, their stated goal is for all solid-state batteries to fully replace liquid batteries across their entire fleet. BYD plans to achieve global shipment volume of 556 gigawatt hours. Let me translate that into silver demand. If BYD reaches even half of their 2030 shipment target using silver-based solid-state technology, that's 278 gigawatt hours. A 100 kilowatt hour pack uses 1 kilogram of silver. That means 278 gigawatt hours equals 2.78 million individual 100 kilowatt hour packs. 2.78 million kilograms of silver, that's 2,180 metric tons from one company, 1 year.